Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is July 22nd. Are we live? It still says frozen in mine, but I think my Wi-Fi might be a little bit slow. Let's bring in Rodney to make sure that we are live. Rodney, are we live?
Yeah, I think we are live. Yes, we are. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Make sure to like the stream, repost, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe. It's been a minute, but we're back, baby.
It's been about 12 days, I think.
Yeah.
I took a little journey, a little hiatus. I went out west to California, to Coachella, then a little pit stop on the way home in Hawaii. Yep, now it just worked. We are live. And Rodney, what has been happening? I haven't really been paying too much attention to this case. What's been, because when I left, it was a shit show, right? It was tariff wars. We were, some countries were bending the knee. I think the day I left, the United States announced a 124% tariff on China.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah.
What's happened with the tariff season? Are we still doing tariffs? Are they kind of done now? Are we still just waiting? What's going on?
Yeah, so I'd say with the tariff situation is pretty much it's been like really it's just the United States and China right now having a big dick contest. But we did get some other news, and I can go ahead and share my screen right now.
Let's do it. Let's see what it is.
And what we're seeing is like a lot of countries are trying to find they're pretty much, they want to align themselves to the United States, like India, for an example, right? So U.S. says India has finalized terms for a trade deal. So obviously India, a huge country, really close to China, but they want, JD Vance was just there. He just visited and those sorts of things. So it shows that other countries are trying to work things out in the United States, but obviously China is not. And a lot of other countries are kind of turning on China.
Are they? Good. That's what we want.
I would say so. I mean, it's hard to tell what the truth is and what's really going on because, like, Trump, in my opinion, he's ran it back a little bit with some of the things he's doing, like bring it back a little bit. But I think when it comes to this trade war, I think we might come out on top. And I mean, obviously the crypto market's pumping today. It's looking pretty good for us in the space.
Exactly. We'll take a look at that real quick. Wow, $91,000 Bitcoin. 91K Bitcoin, up close to 7% of the week. ETH, still below 1,700, which is wild.
Yeah.
XRP back up to 215. So Bitcoin leading the charge up 3% of the day, 7% of the week, which is incredible. BNB at 610. Solana looking very strong at 144. Tron is at 24 cents. Cardano back up to 65 cents. Chainlink is at $13. Avalanche, $20. Even SWI up 11% of the week, 7% of the day, back up to $2.41. We've also seen Lofi, one of our favorite meme coins, on SWI, which is ripping as well. Let's see where Pepe's at. Where do you think Pepe's at? How's Pepe doing today? Pepe
should be doing pretty good.
Dude, Pepe was at a $2.8 billion market cap when I left.
Yeah, Pepe's been doing pretty good. And I mean, it's like we've always said with Pepe, like it's going to run,
Yep. Not if, but when. How about the other top meme coins? We just went through some of the top ones. Shiba Inu back up to a $7.6 billion market cap. Trump, $1.7 billion. How about Farcoin? Back up to $1 billion. Bonk also back up to $1 billion. So we now have 6 meme coins in a $1 billion market cap range, and Farcoin has recently flipped Bonk. Not expecting that. Farcoin.
Yeah. Weird how Farcoin's just ripping like that, which is hilarious. I know Pump Fun posted something. I think I had a video. Did I have it pulled up? I didn't know. Well, give me one second. They had something pulled up, and obviously, I think Farcoin started on Pump Fun, right? Did it? It might have, but they posted this a little earlier. She's beautiful, isn't she? So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like their logo or something. But it's logo. Yeah, it's Farcoin though. So pretty sweet.
Back up to $1 billion. That's wild.
Oh, it's the Pump Fun logo with the big ass. So there it is. Yeah.
The pill. It does make sense though. Like a token called Farcoin, which is shout out to Poseidon. We did see news yesterday that the Pope died. You saw that? Pope Francis died.
Yeah.
At 88 years old.
After JD Vance shook his hand. So JD Vance has confirmed the Antichrist.
How wild though, like one day before he dies, he was out there, gave a speech on Easter, but just the next day he passed away, which is interesting.
Yeah, interesting timing, right? I don't know what to make of that, but obviously it's chance,
Delaney says current thoughts on Ponky. Let's see where Ponky's at.
Last time I checked, I think Ponky was above Cockinu, which was surprising to me, but I think it was like 40-something million, something like that.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through here. You got Test Token, the Broccoli's, Apu, Ponky, right around 50 million. I think it's been trading around a $50 million market cap for quite some time. All-time high was over 400 million. It's a top 500 token. I guess, their main thing was just, they built the Ponky swap. They had just great content, though. I think that's why Ponky really sent in the first place. They had some of the best content that we've seen in the crypto space. Are they still producing content like on Instagram? Are they still doing reels and whatnot?
I think so. I just think that meta may be passing by, and I honestly think the meta is going to be like utility. I think that's coming back. I think something doing something is going to come back.
What about what's a good example of a utility meme coin right now? Like, who do you think's?
I don't know. What I've noticed is like there's small there's small projects here and there that I'm seeing pop up that are like have like some sort of utility. But for top meme coins, nothing really. I mean, I don't know if Fartcoin has a use case at all, but I doubt it.
I don't think SPX does. Do you think that the days of just having good communities is enough to send something to the billions?
I don't know anymore. The trenches seem kind of cooked, to be honest. But maybe if Bitcoin starts ripping towards 100K again, we'll start to see some of these meme coins recover their all-time highs.
I agree. Trenches have been cooked pretty much since Trump and Melania, right?
Yeah, Trump cooked the trenches.
Trump cooked the trenches, and after that, a lot of people lost a lot of money. Like there were still some daily runners, right? That's when we saw Jelly and a couple other tokens that like had that wild potential. But I've been staying out of the trenches since then. They've been pretty cooked, and I think that what we're seeing right now, like the meme coin space is still thriving, but we're seeing a lot of just the top memes start to run. Right? We're not seeing like new memes run up to 100, 200, 300 million. We're seeing top memes like Pepe gain hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap, as well as Fartcoin and Bonk. Like the top 10 are looking very, very strong.
Yeah, if you were like literally, just trading Pepe, you'd be, I mean, if you're just hanging out with, on the show, watching the show, you'd see like Pepe is like one of the easiest trades ever.
It's easy. Yeah.
It's easy to follow. Yeah.
It goes down to, it pretty much moves with the markets as well. Moves with Bitcoin. James Gonzalez says, Lofi going to the billions. How about Lofi making a little bit of recovery?
Lofi making a recovery. Yeah, most definitely. Which is good to see. I mean, obviously, with David out there cooking and stuff and being involved, and they have the NFT project, that they're getting to go, they're getting going this week. I think that to me was like a no-brainer. Who's going to recover?
Yep, Lofi up to a $35.1 million market cap. I think the all-time high was over 250 mil.
Yeah,
and then we saw it drop all the way down to a 10 mil. But you said it a lot. It's like David never stopped building. We talked about Lofi a lot on the show too. The fact that just the markets were down, right? Everything was bumping. Everything was down. Lofi was down as well, but it's nice to see Lofi making a strong recovery. Someone also asked in the comments your thoughts on Brett. Let's just take a look at where Brett's at today.
Yeah, Brett's actually not too bad. I think when it comes to the overall, I mean, I was home, so I was on vacation, but I was offline kind of for the most part. But yeah, Brett's been all right. I mean, it's doing better than a lot of base coins on Coinbase, I suppose, or on Coinbase and on Base. And Crash was kind of cooking yesterday because
I saw that.
The whole Jesse and Base, they're like launching all these tokens and shit, like in the name of I don't know whatever. People are just making money. I think like you could say, like, I wouldn't say crime is legal because I wouldn't call it a crime, but I think they wouldn't be doing these same things if there was a different administration and stuff. And I think people are just trying to cash in on the situation, which I'm cool with.
I mean, Coinbase wasn't doing shit when the last administration was in. Like they didn't even list Pepe, right?
No.
They listed, I think, Bonk, Shib, and Doge. And I believe that was it, right? And now they've listed thousands of tokens. But this is interesting that Crashes Clay's kind of, I mean, he's cooking. He's cooking. He's kind of coming out Jesse Pollock and all the base guys.
Yeah, let's read it. Yeah.
Let's go through this first one right here. So woke up, rug 10 coins, but it's okay because they were creator coins, and it shows just kind of like a, Silicon Valley tech bro.
Yeah.
And he says basis for pimping, basis for anal sex, basis for R, basis for killing, basis for everyone.
Yeah.
Coinbase employee 1. Oh yeah, I think we're onto something huge here. Coinbase employee 2. Coin that immediately. Coinbase base employee 3. Oh yeah, moon that, dump that, moon it again. Good day in the office today, guys. That right there just made us pioneers of the new digital economy. We are based.
Yeah, it's like welcome to the fucking trenches, nerds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's going after them. So, I mean, after reading these tweets, it seems like because Crash.
We got to read this one though. You want?
Yep. Let's read this one.
It's so. I mean, I could read it. It's long as fuck if you want.
Go ahead.
It says you could add the combined market cap of 5 recent Coinbase listings: Moodang 28 million, Triple V 70 million, KeyCat 24 million, Toshi 134 million, Dog in Me 32 million, for a total of 280 million. And it still doesn't even equal Brett's market cap size of $350 million or Virtual's 370. How is that possible? Extracting much, bias much? How can you list so many coins that the value can't even match the #1 meme coin on the chain or the top AI coin on Base? I'm old enough to remember when Coinbase listings actually had value and wasn't just Coinbase employees listing what coins they hold, plus justifying launching infinite rugs with no value because it's a content coin, which to me is true. I mean, a Coinbase listing was the shit back then. It was the biggest. It was just Doge, SHIB, and fucking Bonk. That's it. Not even Pepe, right? We are at the point where Coinbase prefers to support pimping instead of pumping their own ecosystem. Instead, they would rather extract instead of add value and support some of the projects that they have actually boosted the growth of their chain the most, which obviously Brett has boosted the chain of Base the most, obviously. It's a disgrace to not support people that support you the most, which is exactly what we see at Base. They do a lot of the most impactful builders on their chain. A talk is cheap. You can't say you support builders who will spend years working on something meaningful and in the same week penalize those real builders by prioritizing cheap and low effort rugs, which is true. That's he's spitting. This is not building. This is just bad morals being disguised with fake one-liners like "stay Base" and terrible acting. Base is not heading in the right direction or living up to its potential at all right now. I think 90% would agree, and I think he's right. Right? I think I believe that most important thing, no matter what, is to control what you can control and do your part well. I urge anyone who follows me to keep doing their part inside. So pretty much what he's saying is like, because if you're going to tell me that Coinbase or Base was going to be listing like launching a bunch of random coins like a year ago, I'd say like, nah, no way.
They'll never launch one. We thought that they would never launch one.
Yeah, and look, they're not rugs, but I just think that people are cashing in on this. It's like it's as simple as this. Now the regulations are loose. Now people can just do whatever they want for the most part, and everyone's cashing in, including Base. That's my opinion. I don't know if people are in before and those sorts of things. I can't make those accusations because we're just regular people. You know what I mean? I don't want to get a suit or anything. You know what I mean? I live in the United States, but what I'm saying is, like, it just seems like that it's not more complicated than that. It's just that. It's cool. It's like, no, you see everybody else making shit coins, making money on the situation. Why not us? Is what I'm saying.
Crazy. So from that post from Crash, it seems like he's pretty much over a Brett on Coinbase listing. I don't think he really cares about that anymore. Yeah. I don't think he's pushing for that because he was talking about that a lot. He was like, hey, Coinbase will list Brett when they're ready. And now it's kind of like, fuck Coinbase. That's the message I'm getting from Crashes Clay. Like he does not give a fuck about a Coinbase listing right now for Brett whatsoever. Yeah.
No, I mean, and why even care? In my opinion, if you're a Brett holder, don't even hold your breath on that. In my opinion, just let it be.
Did Base actually launch? Because I remember I was like on a week this day. Did they
Base
launch
for everyone?
Token?
Yeah, Base for everyone. Yeah,
and it pumped, it rugged, it pumped again. That's kind of what I saw.
And it looks like a regular, chart after. It'll probably run again. And those, but I think what they're saying is like there's a ton of other Base projects, which I think Base has been supportive of, like a lot of the small meme coin projects. But I think he's talking about Brett, for example. I just want to know like why won't they list Brett is what he's saying. I didn't know exactly why. Supply control? What is it?
I don't know. I mean, even then, like they've probably listed tokens that have supply control, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Interesting times. I think you're probably right. Like we've seen a lot of people do a lot of things that they probably wouldn't have done 9 months ago, and they're doing it now because
not that complicated.
It's not that complicated. It's pretty simple, but you do it in the name of creators, right?
Of course,
of fun, right?
Yeah.
Just launching these tokens for fun. But that is the latest on Base. I can't even find their token. Bases for everyone.
Yeah, you gotta find it. I know it's actually hard to find, but it was at $6 million last night. I'm gonna try to find it.
I can't find it at all. I'm looking online. Bases for everyone. I'm looking at Base tokens on Dex Tools.
Like,
can't find it.
They were like posting. It is kind of cringe. Like they were posting. Okay, check this out. Pull up my screen. What exactly is going on at Base? And before you ask, yes, these are real. Base is for everyone and everything. Base is for pimping. Base is for squirting. Yeah, no, Jesse actually.
That can't be real. It is real.
Yeah.
Base is for flatterers, partying, pimping, pulling,
coin, just coin. I mean, it's a bunch of shit,
Base is for you. Base is for us. Base is for changing hearts.
Yeah, I know. So obviously it's not a single post, but I thought it was interesting.
Weird shit, bro.
We respect artists' ability to be provocative. Like, ooh, yeah, be provocative. It just sounds fucking corny. Let's just say we're launching shit. We're getting some liquidity, baby.
Yeah, we're making
Run
money.
it. I'm here for it, but like fucking, let's not pretend like it's anything other than that, in my opinion.
That was not in my bingo cards for 2025 to have Jesse Pollock tweet out that basis for pimping and basis for squirting.
Well, it's not exact. There's more context to it. Like it's a chart that he's
It's a GIF. Yeah, it just keeps going, but still, wild shit. Okay, cool. So JD Vance went to visit the Pope. He passed away one day later, and now he is with the Prime Minister of India here.
Yeah,
and in the midst of our trade wars with India.
Or China, man.
This is him with Modi. What's your thoughts on JD Vance? Doing a good job?
He's that guy. He's that nigga, dude. Yeah, JD Vance is the guy, dude.
I think in 2028 we're going to see a JD Vance ticket, maybe a Vance Trump, JD Vance with like one of the Trumps, Donald Trump Jr. I think that would be a winning ticket. But good to see him over there during these trade wars. So what you meant? You came up yesterday when I got home. You mentioned that Donald Trump did something against the Supreme Court. What was that about?
So there was this guy he came here illegally from El Salvador, right? And definitely, let's just say you should not be here illegally, obviously. Something happened where he got to a point where he was able to stay in the country with a work visa, and stuff. People were saying that he, had ties to MS-13, which I'm telling you guys, it's not proven. You know what I mean? I'm looking at like unbiased stuff. It's not proven. Pretty much he got deported, even though he did get approval to work here on a work visa a little later. He just came here legally. Keep in mind that he did have some issues with an ex-girlfriend that he was with, or his now currently wife, where there's some sort of domestic violence or something like that. But all we know is that he was doing like construction and stuff like that. Well, he got deported to El Salvador's like terrorist prison, like terrorism for gang members, MS-13 members. Yeah, and the Supreme Court is like ordering Trump, to get him back here and to do what they can to get him back here. And Trump's like ignoring the Supreme Court. And I think that's fucking crazy.
It's probably not good, right?
No.
That's kind of like, it sounds like a dictatorship, right? When the Supreme Court's saying, hey, do something, and you don't do it. Court.
Yeah, it's not, it's not just like a random judge. It's the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? I'm looking for it here. I don't have it pulled up, but I'm looking for something on it. But I watched a video on it and a few other people like chiming in on it. We need this is why we have like checks. I'm not talking about some rogue judge. You know what I mean? Like we need to have.
It's not some judge in New York, like some crazy judge.
It's not fucking North Korea and stuff like that. I don't like that from Trump.
So what's your take? What's your take on
if it's
not him ignoring the Supreme Court, but just the fact that this guy was here illegally, might have gotten some issues.
Why are we sending him to a terrorist fucking prison in El Salvador? That's just brutal, bro. They only have like half an hour out of their cell.
That's bad. Do you think, just starting from the beginning, do you think that he should be allowed in America?
No, definitely not. But that's not the way to handle it. That's why we have due process and stuff like that. Like I get it. It's like whatever. But what happens when it happens to you? Like, and somebody or not even like that, but due process, like legal. If it's documented for sure that this guy is a gang member and stuff like that, for sure. But the circumstances seem a little fishy. And I think they actually admitted to making a mistake and saying he was a gang member, deporting him. But it's too late now. He said he can't. Apparently, Trump can't get him back because the president of Argentina won't that's not up to him. It's like, dude, if you asked the president of Argentina to send him back, he would send him back. So he's playing that card pretty much. And
it is a slippery slope. I see what you mean, but I get it. It's like they're just going they're just deporting everyone, right? If you're here illegally, they're sending you out. But I agree, you shouldn't send
terrorists. Yeah, he's not a terrorist, or like whatever they send like their gang members to.
And that's like not the CCOT is no joke. Like that is, and just imagine like the people he's with too. So
like actual real gang members,
But then again, it's like you do make mistakes, right? It's not gonna be a perfect process. Like when you're trying to deport millions of people that are here illegally, It's not gonna be a perfect process. But you shouldn't send them to the worst place on earth, which is CCOT, right? If you get him out of the country because he's here illegally, that's one thing. But to send him to a like the worst prison in the world, it's probably a big mistake. And you can make mistakes, but you should fix them.
And when the Supreme Court says, hey, that's like kind of, average people, like normal people with the thing about Trump. Here's the thing. I don't think he'll ever admit when he'll make a mistake.
No.
And he's too narcissistic to get to a point where it just can get really dangerous. And I just hope it doesn't get that way. You know what I mean? Like, third term. Fuck the Supreme Court. Like, I can't do anything. It's like, dude, come on. It's not some rogue Democratic judge that was hired by or put there by Obama. It's like the Supreme Court, my guy. You made a mistake, figure it out, fix it. Because it helps,
Absolutely right. We have even better news than everything we talked about today. ETH is back above $1,700.
No way, dude.
ETH is back
Let's
above.
go, boys.
How good will it feel when we get back above 2K?
Can we get the fucking $2,000, please? Oh, fuck, dude, we're running right now. The market's ripping right now, bro.
Everything is pumping. Bitcoin at 91K. How about XRP back up to 217?
Shit, yeah.
Solana's up to 145. I mean, we've seen there's been hundreds of millions of dollars that have flooded into the markets in the past 20 minutes since we started the show.
Yeah, XRP's
looking good, but this is kind of something that we talked about. Like let's rewind to back in November.
Yeah.
In December when we were doing our show, and Bitcoin ran from 64K to 80K. I was saying, and I'm pretty sure you were agreeing, I'm like, all right, we should pull back a little bit. Like we've never seen Bitcoin run this hard. And then we went to 90K and then 100K. So the pullback that we had was expected. I tweeted the other day, I said that everyone that wanted to sell, their crypto has sold, right? The bottom was in for crypto. Like if you wanted to sell your Bitcoin, your ETH, your Solana, like you would have already sold by now. And it looks like the next leg up is coming. We talked about what the 4 characteristics of a bull run, and we weren't technically, the bull run technically did not start yet, even though we pumped from 64K to 108K. How are you feeling right now? It's April 22nd, 2025. Do you think that we have one more leg up? Like, what's your outlook on crypto? Do you think it's going to be longer than a traditional cycle? Do you think we're going to pump into 26, 27, 28? Or do you think that we have two more legs up this cycle and then we head into a bear market?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of robot voice from you. But what I will say is, you want to pull my screen up, is that, remember, and this is what got me last time. It kind of bamboozled us, right? So we did see the stock market do absolutely fuck all, right? And then a few days later, crypto dumped. So I do want to point out that.
Is this today? Yesterday.
This is yesterday. And then we had this news today. So this is like a couple hours ago. Probably nothing. It shows everything in the stock market dumping and Bitcoin up 3%. Not sure the market's looking right now, but Bitcoin can lag behind. So just be a little careful. Okay. Be a little careful. But I think right now, really, maybe why the market's starting to rip again, right, is I think that even though, Trump and Powell are fucking duking it out, because Trump and Jerome Powell are going at it. He's calling him like a loser and stuff and saying he's always late.
Tweeting it?
Yeah, he's fucking
no way.
He's like the biggest loser or some shit. Like Donald Trump is a fucking menace, bro. Calling he's always late. He's a loser. He wants.
Now I get why people don't like Trump, like because these tweets. But I had to talk with my brother about this. He's very liberal, and he doesn't like him for a number of reasons. But one of the main reasons is because he's an asshole. And I'm like, he is, right? He is, but you do have to, if you want to just look at him from like a unbiased perspective, and then you just judge him as how he's doing as a president. You do have to look past the tweets a little bit, right? You do just have to kind of look past them.
Yeah, I would say so. But also you could say,
he's not very presidential. He's not going to be like Obama, a great spokesperson, super professional, super polite. Like he gets the job done and he does it his way.
Yeah, but so they're fighting, right? Whatever. Trump is trying to figure out ways to fire him. Like, because I don't think he can, right? But he's trying to
I don't think he can.
He's trying to figure out workarounds. And if he can, he will, because he wants him, and he's going to put like a yes man in there. This is my issue. We don't need too many yes men around Trump, because I think people will do things to the detriment of like whatever. Like I think Powell is not making this political. I think he's like doing what he thinks is best for the economy. That's what I think. Okay, so I don't know.
I agree. I mean, he's done a great job so far, right? And 2 years ago, inflation was like 8-9%.
Yeah, he's
down to 2%. He's done a good job. And I think honestly, Trump was probably trying to use those tariffs in order to get him to cut rates, which he did not do. And now he's trying to go the bullying, name calling route to get him to cut rates.
I mean, that's just always his route. You know what I mean? Talk some shit, But I think the market is responding. Well, at least crypto market's looking pretty good. Now, we did see this. I thought was pretty interesting. So check this out. Over the last 5 years, gold has actually outperformed the NASDAQ. That's interesting, right? Really? Yeah. So up 100%. Obviously, gold hitting all-time highs. Dude, gold's been fucking pumping, bro.
Gold's been looking strong, but so is the digital gold Bitcoin, which is at 91,000. This goes along with blockchain backers theory in a way that like the major stocks will top out and people will pull some of their profits and put them into a little bit more risky plays, small cap plays like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc. So that might be one of the reasons that we're seeing crypto rip while the stock market crashes. But that's just one of his theories that he talks about for the last parabolic leg up. I need to watch some of his videos. He's been pretty spot on since I started watching him like religiously.
Yeah,
we shall see. But I don't know if you answered the question. Like, what's your outlook for this cycle? Do you think?
I think I honestly think the market's going to pull back. I don't think we're going to rip to like 100K from here. I think we're going to have another pullback and then we're going to ascend. I think one more. I think right now I think there's still a lot of uncertainty, but I think we're tying up some loose ends. I think once we have a clear direction on what's going on with trading and stuff like that, and obviously Trump is saying everybody's calling him and trying to work out a deal, probably everybody but China, right? I think that we'll be able to send. What's up, Mike? Hey,
yeah, Big Mike in the chat. That means that Captain BNB must be ripping.
I know.
Cute ass dog Riggs. What up, Mike? How we doing? I agree with you. It's going to be interesting, but I don't think that the bull run is done quite yet. I think that I don't want to say we're just getting started, but I think that we do have some more legs in us. And I'm just scrolling Twitter right now, and I'm starting to see like the consensus online change a little bit. We went from it's over, sell everything, we'll be back in 2028 to people becoming more and more bullish right now, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are getting in, becoming bullish, but I think we need to see obviously. Do not pull up my screen. Wait a second. Bitcoin.
What was it?
No, I just want to make sure I don't have my chat open and shit like that. So okay, so Bitcoin dominance, right? I thought was interesting. So check this out. If you want to pull my screen now, if we look at just Bitcoin for the last year, we can see that Bitcoin dominance is still rising, and it's at 63%, which is kind of concerning, right? Because and we saw the low was on May 1st, 2024, when Ethereum was on 16%. And Bitcoin was around 52%, but we can't have a true altcoin season, man, unless we can get this dominance down a little bit. Because that's the reason why altcoins are lagging, man. Bitcoin's been dominating. Everyone's choosing Bitcoins. It's the reason why when the Bitcoin ETF became a thing, everybody was super hyped on it, and Ethereum ETF, no one gave a shit. Just people are so bullish on Bitcoin, digital gold, no real use case except for you hold it, goes up, right, appreciating asset, and those sorts of things. But Bitcoin dominance, man, it's at the highest it's been in the last year. So I wonder when we're going to get a true altcoin cycle. And what I thought was also interesting, the flipping for XRP and Ethereum, I mean, it's pretty close, right? Ethereum is about $80 billion away in market cap size from XRP flipping it. So XRP may be the next one. If you think about I think Solana's a little bit behind, but when you hear that narrative, the flipping, XRP could,
it didn't seem like a real goal. I mean, even 3 months ago, I think ETH's market cap was over 400 billion.
Yeah. It didn't
well over.
Yeah. And it seems like XRP is pretty close. XRP,
I mean, to put in $70 billion of market cap, it does sound like a lot. It is a lot of money, but when you have this much money in institutional banks and Wall Street buying crypto projects, I mean, this could imagine if XRP flips ETH.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, dude, ETH at $1,700 is fucking wild, though. I mean, in the middle of a bull run, I think you've said this before, but it's like if you said, hey, Bitcoin's at $90,000, what would Ethereum be at? The answer would be over 5K, right? Yeah. Do we know why it's been falling behind so bad?
Ethereum? I think it's. I mean, the thing about Ethereum is that they're trying to make it better and faster and comparable with fees and speed compared to Solana and Sui. I just think that right now there's too many. There's options to build on, and people are choosing those options. They're choosing Sui, they're choosing Solana. And especially with meme coins, NFTs are not really a thing anymore. And if they are doing NFTs, they're not choosing Ethereum. I just think that it's not as hype as it used to be. It's because not as many people are using it like they used to. It's they're choosing cheaper and faster options.
Yeah, it is slow, right? I mean, it is slow. It costs a lot of money. So there are better options. It was just always the top dog when it comes to blockchains, the number one layer one blockchain. It still is the number one layer one blockchain. But obviously, out of all of the altcoins in the top 20 or 30, it's by far, I would say, the most underperforming altcoin that we have right now. There's better options. Look how many people have commented Sui in our chat today. There's 100 people that have commented Sui, and Sui's doing pretty strong today. Top 15 tokens. So Sui actually just flipped Shiba Inu this morning, and you can see Sui's up to $2.42. I think we had a $5 Sui not long ago. I'm not going to be surprised if we see Sui surpass its all-time high in the next leg up. I mean, Sui's looking very, very strong. Just a better, more affordable option. And the market cap's still so small, $7.84 billion for Sui.
Yeah. No, I think that Sui is going to do well in the future. I mean, if you just look at their ecosystem and just how they're so involved. I don't know if I'm not following the right Ethereum people, but Sui just seems so more involved with the space. It just seems like ETH has been there, done that, got the t-shirt, whatever, but.
So do we sell our ETH? What are you doing with your ETH?
I don't know if I sell it. It's right now, it doesn't seem like. I mean, if you bought anywhere near the top in 2021, you are fucking hoping for the day that you can make back some profits.
It's true. A lot of sell pressure on ETH right now.
Yeah, a lot. And I don't know. I don't know if you dump it or whatever, but I know there's some pretty good. There's better opportunities out there. It seems like when it comes to X's and.
Yeah, SWE is definitely
I mean, let XRP hit fucking $3 again, bro. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. What about Solana? I mean, Solana's looking strong. Solana's making a nice recovery back up to 140. I mean, for most of the past couple months, I think we saw like what, 120? Let's see. We had Solana. Yeah, 137. We dropped all the way down to 105 earlier this month on April 8th. So not long ago, $105 Solana, back up to $144 today. Solana is one that I haven't really given up on at all. I mean, it's still such a strong community. Still, so many people are building on it. There's so many meme coins. How much has the adoption of meme coins on Solana with Pump Fund and Jupiter and Radium helped the chain as opposed to Ethereum? I mean, how do people even launch tokens on Ethereum? We can't use Pump Fund.
They have other token launchers and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I talked about it like last night on the live stream. I was just like saying that when it comes to meme coins, it's just like there's no like barrier to entry anymore, and it's not like a big deal to like get pay someone to make a contract and get a contract audit. It's like you have these protocols that launch these perfectly clean contracts. It doesn't mean the party's
crazy,
well.
bro.
Yeah, and easy, and it's like it has Pump on it, but like and honestly, the vetting process for Pump Fund's pretty cool too, because they have to graduate to a decentralized exchange. It's not like it could just, I mean, they have their own now, I think, but it's not like you just go straight out there where, before you can just launch a contract and launch it on whatever decentralized exchange you want. But at least Pump Fund it gives a certain market cap size. It's just a barrier entry. It's like it makes it like not special anymore. And to be honest, I think that the old meta of having like a group of developers that you got to know and we're on AMAs with, like those are the products that do so well, who lied to you at the end, but at least we're able to pump the price that way, How
crazy, bro. Like it used to be a thing like, oh, this contract was cut. Like you used to read the contract. Certic would audit it. Yeah. They paid like $50,000. Is Certic still around? Do they even exist anymore?
Yeah. I mean, they have other services. Like Certic has other services where, I mean, you don't even need them, to be honest. You don't need them.
No, those were the days though, man. Like it used to be so hard to launch a meme coin. Like you had to pay. I mean, you could pay someone on Fiverr to do it, right? But it was like they had to develop this contract, launch it. Like, oh, we're getting our Certic audit. I remember Certic took so long to audit the SATA mask, and now anyone and their mother can launch a meme coin. And we have like differing opinions on this because I don't think that should happen. I get it; it's decentralized, but then again, it's like let's say Pepe or let's say Fartcoin. Or just a top token that reaches $1 billion market cap or $100 million market cap. If some 13-year-old kid's running that, it's not good for the project. How many people have we seen rug projects because they've never seen that much money in a marketing wallet in their life? There's like, dozens, hundreds.
But then, like say Tama guys, for example, like those guys, like they didn't see that kind of money in their life, and then when they did, I mean, they didn't like take it all at once.
They had a lot of money though. They had like, I mean, we looked at their wallets. They had like $20 million, $30 million.
Yeah, not actual. Yeah, that you have to sell slowly, and they were doing that, but they weren't like rugging it. They were like slow milking it and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just hard to tell people's like. It's hard to tell what people's intentions are. Like do they want to make something, or the thing is like history tells us like with meme coins, like they have a short shelf life, and that's fine.
99% fail. Yeah, and developers, even if they tell you they're not selling, they're probably selling historically.
Historically, they have another wallet, or I'm not doing it for the project. Yeah, you fucking liar. Yeah.
I didn't launch a crypto project to make money.
What?
I did it for the community.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting, very interesting, right? I saw this. So this is reported by the Wolf of All Streets, Scott Melker, which is it's so fucking corny. But Bank of America says no rate cuts happening in 2025 due to inflation. I did see that. So Bank of America saying there's no rate cuts going to happen in 2025, which would send Trump into a fucking frenzy.
No rate cuts due to inflation. Is there inflation right now? I feel like I just went to the grocery store. Eggs were a little bit cheaper today.
Yeah. So what numbers are fibbed and what numbers are actually like legit? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Donald Trump would not like this if there are no rate cuts. He'd go crazy. So who appoints the Fed? I wonder who appoints the Fed. And I thought the president could get rid of everyone he doesn't want to get rid of.
No.
And because who was in? I think Janet Yellen was the chair of the Fed, right? Janet Yellen.
Oh, it says, is appointed by the President of the United States from among the sitting governors of board of governors with the advice and consent of the Senate. The president nominated candidate must be confirmed. Oh, so he has to. So this means the president nominates a candidate who must then be confirmed by the Senate before taking the position. But I don't know if he can fire him.
I wonder who fires him. We got to ask ChatGPT because Janet Yellen was in. Jerome Powell came from the Biden administration, I believe.
Yeah.
And then he's been in. But I mean, as someone that watches his, his speeches and whatnot, although they are very boring, I think he has done a pretty good job, right? And although he's not doing what Trump wants, you kind of want that, right? You don't want just some guy that controls the economy and pretty much the world economy, just like, oh, Trump's saying we got to do exactly what he says. Like, you want him to do what's best for the economy.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of a shitty situation because we put out all these stimmies and sent a bunch of money. Like, yeah, no shit, we have inflation. You know what I mean? No shit. Everybody got a bunch of money. Oops, fuck, my page isn't responding. But sorry, my thing's being weird. But yeah. I mean, I think he's done a pretty good job. But Trump wants what he wants now. It's because Trump's ego is directly tied to the stock market, right? The stock market's going down. He's like, oh fuck, I'm the stock market guy. He talked about how what do you say? Like, if the president, if you're a president of the stock market, some shit like
shoot him out of a canyon.
So obviously, Jerome cuts rates, stock market goes up, Trump wins.
Absolutely, but stocks aren't looking too bad. The Dow Jones is at 38,977
up today, yeah,
almost 39,000, up 796 basis points today, up 2% on the day. When did all this tariff shit happen? It was April 2nd, right? That was Liberation Day. Yeah, so it's still down significantly since then, but
yeah,
looks like it's recovering a little bit since then. I mean, almost back up to 40,000. I've said it before. I've said it. I'll say it again. I do think that Donald Trump's ego is like so closely tied to the stock markets, the crypto markets, the economy, that he's not going to leave it worse than when he found it, even if it meant going through some short-term pain. How about that one tweet from Trump? Probably the most iconic tweet ever. Now is a good time to buy. 3 hours before he announces some deals with tariffs. I thought that was iconic.
Yeah, and people were obviously people are freaking out saying I forgot who he was. He was saying pretty much, I want to know who knew about Trump's fucking who's the insider traders, where it's like, dude, he put on the public platform.
He tweeted on
everybody was.
Yeah, everybody was. I think there's a guy, I think his name's Jason Yang. What's his name? Andrew Yang. He longed the markets right after that tweet. I think he put in $4 million and made $40 million because of that tweet from Donald Trump, because he trusted him and longed the markets.
Wow. Yeah. I believe it. Yeah.
Legend. J Prodigy says, subscribe and smash that like button. Yeah, guys, if you can do that. Shamron says, if the tariff dispute gets resolved, I expect a short-term boom across all markets. I would too. I don't even know if it's short-term, but I would definitely expect a boom, probably a long-term boom, especially if we resolve it with China, because right now there's just still some uncertainty in the markets, and it's like investors do not like uncertainty whatsoever. So once that gets resolved, I think it's going to be full sending for pretty much all markets.
Yeah, we got to figure that out, right? We got to figure the whole trade situation, and then we can get back to the happy fun times. Hopefully,
they were so good. The happy fun times were so good back in November and December. Holy shit, were they fun? Absolutely. But I mean, looking pretty good today. $91,000 Bitcoin, XRP up to 215. ETH was above $1,700. Hopefully, we see ETH send. I mean, I don't even know what the answer is for Ethereum. I think it's just big money coming in. But no one in the crypto space that I know, like people like us, just people who buy meme coins and trade in DeFi are too bullish on Ethereum. A lot of us hold Ethereum. It's probably a lot of our top holdings.
Yeah.
But not many people, like when I ask people, what's your favorite altcoin? What's your favorite layer one blockchain? Like they're choosing things like XRP, Sui, Solana. Not many people are saying Ethereum.
No, I don't know why. It seems, and just like a vibe check, like Vitalik doesn't pass a vibe check. It's like wearing a mask and shit still.
He does not. It's like we loved it last cycle, right? Like when he came out fucking dancing and doing all weird shit. We love that. This cycle, it's not really working.
Yeah. I know it's weird, but like it's a vibe check, It doesn't pass.
He's not passing. He's not bull posting. He's not doing much. They disappointed like that lady as the president of the Ethereum Foundation. I would imagine what's stopping it too is a lot of people that got in early are selling. Like a lot of these whales, a lot of these people got in at 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents.
Oh yeah,
they're dumping a lot of their Ethereum, which is causing the price to come down significantly.
I need Vitalik to come out and make something similar to Pump Fund. Do it. Fuck it.
We need him to fucking bull post. We need him back, dude. I mean. But his net worth is down significantly. Is Elon Musk, have we stopped hating on the Teslas?
I haven't seen much about that lately, to be honest. I haven't seen much about the Tesla hate. That's weird. Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. To be honest, I've been trying not to make my algorithm so bad.
Good.
Because it's bad, bro.
Yeah, I've been taking like a break from social media. I've never felt better in my life.
I just can't. There's too much news. You know what I mean?
There's just so much going on. But yeah, when I was on vacation, I checked it like maybe once every couple days. Yeah. And like I felt so good. It's definitely not good to be online 24/7, especially Twitter. Yeah. Twitter's a great place. I love Twitter. It's my favorite application, my favorite social media app, but it is fucking toxic. Like the shit you see on Twitter, like I mean, bro, all the time you scroll in, it's like, oh, this man found dead. This happened, a bombing here. It's like, it's not good to take that stuff in all the time.
Yeah, most definitely. It's something going on or some kind of race stuff some kind of race baiting stuff or something.
Definitely the best application though. I mean, Instagram is just like everyone just highlights their best life, looking perfect, tan.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is Instagram, and it's hard for people to like not get caught up in that and think their life is shit because someone else's life is. You see it on the highlight. You see the highlight of their life, but you just don't know like what else they're going through. So that's important too to just realize that.
Absolutely. What other news we got? Do we got any other news?
Not a ton. I mean, not really. I mean, I thought this was interesting. So check this out. So something that I had pulled up before. So latest, Donald Trump raised a record $239 million for his inauguration, with $18 million coming from crypto firms like Ripple, Coinbase, and Kraken.
Damn.
Ripple Labs did about $5 million.
No
Robinhood,
way.
and this is what what's his name said. Charles Hoskinson was saying about
$5 million.
Yeah, this is what he was saying about fucking. I remember he was saying this about. He was Charles Hoskinson was kind of taking shots at the XRP guys for that, like, oh, pay $5 million.
It works though. Remember, like when he tweeted out, and it turned out that the strategic reserve wasn't really what we thought it was, but it's like XRP was the first token that was named in that. Robinhood $2 million, Circle $1 million, Coinbase $1 million, which makes sense. That Coinbase is launching a lot of different tokens. Solana $1 million,
Ondo right there,
Ondo as well. Who are these? Hayden Adams. What if that's that Hayden Davis kid?
Oh no,
Hayden Adams Davis.
Yeah, David Marcus 50K. That's pretty sweet. Yuga Labs. That's interesting. 100K.
100K. Consensus, which is MetaMask, 100K.
Yeah. So obviously, Donald Trump's the type of guy. You scratch his back, he's gonna scratch your back, baby.
100%. $5 million is a lot of money though. So $5 million to Donald Trump and Ripple. That XRP lawsuit was dropped. It's kind of crazy. You donate. Like you said, you scratch his back and he scratches yours.
Oh yeah, he's that guy. He's gonna do that. You know what I mean? You support him and those sorts of things. Like he's gonna definitely like help you out. That's what he did with like Tulsi Gabbard and everybody that pretty much supported him.
Absolutely. Panda Champ says that's why SPX exists. We are here to flip the market. This is the movement we are building. How's XPX doing?
Was Murad finally right?
I mean, that guy, his wallet is wild because he had, I think it was like 50.
Did he sell any?
I don't think he sold any. He had $50+ million in tokens. So SPX is at a $437 million market cap, which is still great, right? Especially because this token didn't start running until September of last year. I think it ran all the way up to a $1.4+ billion market cap, 1.44, 1.42, and now it's at 437 million. I like SPX. I mean, this is one that has no utility, but just a strong cult-like community. They have loyal followers. Murad, who is probably the most watched crypto person in the space right now. You got Murad, you got Crashes Clay, you got Ansem. Murad's bull posting every day. So I think this does send back to all-time highs once the markets turn around. Yeah,
and other big piece of news yesterday that we didn't cover was the fact that Paul Atkins was sworn in as the new chair officially sworn in as the new chair of the SEC. So Paul Atkins is out there thugging it up. And I have my screen here. You can share it.
Very nice. So pro Bitcoin, Paul Atkins officially sworn in as new SEC chair. Gary Gensler is officially gone, which is good. Although once Gary left, man, this place turned into the wild, wild west.
I would say, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people missed him for a little bit. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, oh, you want regulation? It's not about that. It's just, you need checks and balances, right?
I mean, how do you think he did, Gary Gensler, overall?
I think that it was terrible, especially going after those large companies, really stupid. But I think that I don't know. It was nice to have some of these people in check about launching random shit with huge platforms,
Yeah, I think he did a pretty bad job, like you said, when it comes to, he sued everyone.
Obviously.
Every big company, every big developer, he went after them. And a lot of the cases like held no ground, like XRP, Coinbase, Consensus, and even Coinbase. They're like, we reached out to the SEC 19 times to have a meeting to see how we could be more compliant. But once he did leave, I mean, we saw everyone. How many of these celebrities too just fucking dipped up? Like, remember Nick Cannon, that token? He was like doing like a 19-hour space. He's going to be here forever. Like the list goes on and on.
Random, like large ass fucking just meme coins just wrecking everybody at once, I
don't think any of those tokens are still around. Like Mother, Andrew Tate's daddy token.
I know, yeah.
I'm looking through right now. Cocky new 44 million.
Whoa, why sleepy? I've been up early.
What time you get up?
Like 4 or 5.
Moodang. How about Moodang, bro? Was in the billions of dollars of market caps, I think, or hundreds of millions. Now at a $30 million market cap. Andrew Tate's daddy token, 26 million. Where's Mother? You can pull up my screen too. Where's Mother?
Just type it in.
We will type it in. I don't think it's even here. Why'd she come after us that one time?
Who? She came after you, not me.
We're grouped together, bro. Don't you know?
I guess we are.
We're grouped together now.
I know.
Mother had a $7 million market cap, and it's up 30% of the day, so it's probably at a $4 million market cap. Probably done if I had to guess.
How much is that? 7 million? I'd probably say so. Yeah, we're gonna forget about it. Let it fall. On the wayside.
Fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. Right on,
No.
man. What? I think we could wrap it up here. I don't know if there's any more news. We covered it all. I'll do one more quick look at the markets real quick just to see where we're at today. I come home from vacation. We start pumping 90,000. Yep. We had a $91,000 Bitcoin. We had ETH at $1,700, XRP at $215, Solana 144, and Pepe ripping as well. SWI is at a $2.41. So crypto looking good. We will be back tomorrow. Ryan, are you streaming tonight?
Yeah, probably at like 2:30. I think I got to figure that out. Probably later in the day, but definitely streaming.
Right on, guys. Make sure to follow Rodney, turn on those notifications, and we will be back tomorrow. No more vacations for me.
All right, motherfuckers.
All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.